morning, warriors. Please join me in the pledge to the Bible. I pledge allegiance to the Bible, God's holy word. I will make it a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. I will hide its words in my heart, that I might not sin against God. Excuse me. Please join me in the pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We are talking about the virtue of carefulness, and two of our sound-offs today are going to be related to that. Today we're going to talk about students that are careful are ones that try to avoid mistakes, avoid errors, but if they do have mistakes, a careful student goes back and corrects them. So our two sound-offs are, the first one is, I will say, God is opposed to the proud, and you'll say, but gives grace to the humble. So repeat after me. But gives grace to the humble. Let's put it together. God is opposed to the proud. The second one comes from Proverbs, and I'll say, he who hates correction. And then you're going to whisper this response, because we're going to use a word that we typically don't use, but the Bible uses it sometimes in really strong ways. You're going to say, is stupid. And we don't use the word stupid. We don't call people stupid. But the Bible talks about that there is a stupidity if you are not going to listen to correction. So I will say, he who hates correction, you're going to whisper, is stupid. All right, let's try it. He who hates correction is stupid. Now, why is somebody who hates correction, why does the Bible call that person stupid? Why would they call him stupid? Jackson. Right. If you aren't going to ever listen to correction, somebody trying to help you, then you're never going to fix a problem, and that's stupid. Like the Bible says, that's stupid to do that. Somebody who lovingly is trying to work with you and trying to make things better, why would you resist that? And it goes back to our first one. The reason why is because you're proud. So we've been talking about the intellectual virtue of carefulness. We've talked about it's not rushing, it's not being sloppy, it's attending to details. We talked about it before as also paying attention. Careful students pay attention. Today, we're just going to talk about carefulness has to do with looking ahead and thinking about things that you could make mistakes on and trying to avoid them. So as you think about taking a test, you're taking a test, what would a careful student do ahead of time to try to avoid making mistakes? So you're going to sit down, you've got a test in front of you, and before you start, a careful student, what would they do to try to avoid some common mistakes? Charlie? Say it loud. Read the directions. Yeah, that's a good one, right? Liam? Study ahead of time, right? Yeah, that would avoid a lot of mistakes. Aubrey? Yeah, when you're done, go back and check over your work, because you can catch some mistakes before you turn it in and get them wrong. So those are all great ideas. So as you think about throughout the day, things that you can do to anticipate and think about, ooh, I better be careful. I might make some mistakes, or there might be some things I need to be careful on. A careful student takes the time to do that. So before they sit down on an assignment, they read the directions. After they finish an assignment, they take a couple minutes and go through and check their answers. In math, you can solve a problem one way and then solve it the other way and make sure that it's working both ways and you've got the correct answer. So a careful student knows, I'm not perfect. I'm going to make mistakes. And so they anticipate that, and they take the time to work through things and so that they can avoid those mistakes. Now, we still will make mistakes, right? The teacher will still mark some things wrong, or I'll answer something incorrectly. How am I to receive that information when the teacher says, nope, you're wrong? How am I to receive that information? How should I act? How should I act? Gianna? Humble, right? Humble. Why? Because they're trying to help me, right? They're trying to help me. They're trying to help me be more careful as a student. And if I'm doing something wrong, I want someone to come and help me fix it. And sometimes God brings people in my life to speak into my life to help me fix those things. So, careful student looks ahead and tries to avoid mistakes, but when they do make mistakes, they humbly receive that information. All of those things are a grace to us. We're talking about God's grace. God is opposed to the proud, but gives grace to the humble. Remember, this is what we whisper. He who hates correction is stupid. Now, do we call people stupid? No, certainly not. But God calls people stupid when they hate correction, when they're not going to listen to feedback. So let's not be like that, all right? Let's show carefulness today. The Lord be with you.